to be interested in finding 12-volt laptops, such as Josh's Ham Radio Crash Course, the 12-volt Maestro laptop, which I did get and attached power poles on, and yes, it works as advertised. However, if you're a techie like I am and just don't like these janky keyboards and a lot of flex in the laptops, maybe you want to use your more powerful PC laptop that usually runs around 19 or 20 volts. So yeah, I do like the JankaPOTamous, as Josh likes to call it, but here, well, let's get into how you can get your 19 or 20 volt, 230 watt, or however watt, or how many amps it draws to get powered off a simple 12 volt battery like Bioeno or any other myriad options that you have for your LIFEPO type batteries. Let me grab my Lenovo Legion that I have. It's about a year and a half old or so, maybe 2 years old. It's an Intel i7 processor in there with a discrete NVIDIA graphics card, 2060 mole, I believe it is. So it does have quite the draw, but there is a way to do it without using one of those noisy inverters. So let me grab it. So this is my Lenovo Legion. Like I said, it's a Core i7 10th gen with an NVIDIA graphics card and a pretty powerful machine, but it's a 20 volt laptop and it pulls about 230 watts at TDP, which is the highest wattage that a CPU will take, depending on your performance settings and everything. I'll get into that. So what I did is, and yes, this would require you not just to have a power pole connection from your laptop, but to also use something like this, a DC to DC step-up converter. This was designed specifically to do input of 12 volts to an output of 19 volts, 10 amps max. Now, I'll get into that in a second. And there are other versions of this which can go higher or lower depending on your power needs. And I can get a little, probably too bright. Oh, there we go. Might be able to read that. All right, but anyway, it's just a step up DC to DC. So still fairly efficient compared to using something like an inverter where you're going from DC to AC back to DC. I just wired it with some Wago connectors up to the input, which is power pole, and the output, which is this proprietary connector that the Legion uses right here. And this proprietary connector, thankfully, when I cut the wire, it was just 2 leads, negative and positive, so we're good there. And it does plug in and charge, and I will demonstrate that right now. So let me just get my battery ready. I got this, I think it's a 9 amp hour. Yeah, 9 amp hour Bioeno battery that I'm plugging up. We'll get that situated there. And because I don't have a top-down camera yet, well, I kind of do, it's just not set up yet. We'll go ahead and log in. No seeing my password. And
some kind of wick material now.
Had another YouTube video going, apparently. You might know, I'll skip that for now. But right now I'm on battery. You can kind of see the internal battery in use. Now I'm just going to plug this bugger up right here. And the key to this laptop, because it's such a power-hungry laptop, now it is showing plugged in. I don't know if you can, the other way. Yeah, I don't know if you can quite see that there, but it is plugged in and it is charging. What I had to do with this laptop though, because it has both the discrete NVIDIA graphic chip in it and the Intel low power graphic chip in it, I disabled the hardware acceleration and I changed it from performance mode into balanced mode, which sips a lot less power, and I can still operate all the ham radio apps whether it's WSJTX or remoting into my ICOM, SSTV, grid tracker, T-SQL, all the fun stuff, VARA AC chat, you name it, WinLink, everything loads up, it still stays connected, charged. Just be aware that you may have to change your power settings to go kind of on a more balanced or maybe power saving mode, which will still run the ham radio apps fine. And as long as you're not launching, Fortnite or something on here, it should be totally cool to even go with a slightly less spec'd DC to DC converter. For instance, my laptop, it's 19 to 20 volts. I got a 19 volt output DC to DC converter, 10 amp max, and 10 amps is the bare minimum I need to even charge this thing. So I went with a lower one just to test it, and it worked out really well. And even with this i7 at the lowest performance, scaling down the CPU speed and everything to try to save energy, it's still plenty fast, and way more fast than the 12 volt Maestro 3 JankaPOTAmous. All right, well, I hope this was at least helpful. And I know it's not for everybody. I know a lot of people just don't want to carry this extra gear in their pack. And this weighs a few ounces, not too heavy. And I do plan on building this all out in like a Pelican, like an Apache case, to where I have everything with solar power input, and as well as this specifically labeled for the 19 volt output. And then, of course, all the other goodies that you want, other extra power poles and things like that to power other accessories. So that'll be another video coming about halfway through in the build. And so look forward to that video. Again, thanks for watching. And there will be affiliate links in the description on the different ratings of DC to DC up converters you can get to adapt your ham radio to laptop needs. Thanks for watching Ham Radio Hef 73.